Got Time.
All right, hey guys, Jerry from Showtime Audio. So we have this gorgeous California T in for a full stereo system. So this car actually came to us all the way from Pennsylvania. How you doing, Chris? So he saw our video on our Ferrari Californias that we've done, and he decided to ship the car to us. He set it up, transported it down. We're gonna do the full stereo, and he's actually gonna make a trip out before it's completely done so that we can show it to him, kind of make any final adjustments, and then it'll get on a trailer and go back to Pennsylvania. We're doing all the new Audison Voce 2 speakers along with the Audison AF amplifiers. So this should be an amazing build. We are actually gonna be changing out every single speaker in the vehicle, radio, front camera, rear camera. It's gonna be a really cool build. So Hondo's setting the car up. So the first thing we do when we get a vehicle is we do a check-in. So we check the vehicle in, walk the whole vehicle, and document if there's any damage, any scratches, then road rash on the tires, anything. Second thing we do is we protect the vehicle. So we do all of our crash wrap tape. We put in our seat covers, steering wheel covers, we cover the center console, and then he still has to do more, but this is just the initial things that we do right off the bat as soon as we get the vehicle. We will actually start breaking down the vehicle, and we have these racks everywhere. So everything that comes off of a vehicle gets stacked on a rack. Sometimes it's 2 racks because we have to take apart quite a bit of the car. And this way, everything that goes on the rack has to go back in the car. So there's no chance or little chance of losing anything. We do it that way so that it helps keep everything organized and safe. Last thing you want is some Ferrari part on the floor, somebody kicks it, somebody knocks it over, scratches it, destroys it. These are not easy parts to get, and they're not cheap parts. So we want to do everything that we can to keep the car safe. So just wanted to show you what Hondo's done so far. So if you ever wanted to know what a Ferrari looks like disassembled, this is it. So take a peek. So Hondo's got the doors out because obviously we have to do the speakers, deadener, and the tweeters. He's got the floor cover out because he's gonna run all the wiring. He's got the seat out in order for us, same thing, to assist with running the wiring. The entire dashboard is out. So the reason that is because, and I'll show you in a second, in order to get to the dash speakers, you must remove the dash. So if you're ever wondering why it takes so long to do a Ferrari, this is why, right? Because you literally have to take apart the entire dashboard, and these cars have like 1,000,000 screws. So it's a lot of work to do that. Now, and the crazy thing about the Ferraris is that it's very difficult to tell what level of stereo you have because there's multiple levels. So there's a business professional, there's like bass, and then there's all these in-betweens. So this happens to be like an in-between. We've done a ton of these. If you've seen any of our other videos, we've done a bunch of Ferrari Californias, a bunch of Ferrari California Ts, and all of them basically. But the Ferrari California Ts, there's so many trim levels. Like on this one, we'll show you in a little bit, but it's got a 6.5-inch regular woofer. It has a tweeter. It has no speakers on the dash. So in the dash, normally there's a 3, or technically a 4, a 3, and a tweet, but that's only on the professional, on the high-end version. In the rear, it only has the 3. On the professional, it has a 3 and a tweet. So we're gonna be upgrading this one to have better than the JBL Professional. So we're gonna have 12 active channels for the inside. So basically every speaker in the car is getting swapped or added, because in this case they didn't exist. And we're adding a sub channel. So in essence, 13 channels. So to say it's gonna be better is huge understatement. So the thing with these cars is they're amazing, right? But the engine's loud. And with the top down, you can't hear a thing, right? So we need some power to overcome that so that you can hear it and enjoy it. Just look at how much has to come off. The entire glove box, bottom half of the dash, bottom half of the steering, the cluster, the entire top half. And we'll show you the dash itself in a minute. Now this car is nice because it has the pass-through. Some of them don't have that. It's a solid seat, which makes it difficult for the base to get into the vehicle. This car has it, so our enclosure will live here, and the enclosure actually has a dent so that it clears this, and the enclosure will sit in here and still clear the top cover so that you can still put the top down and enjoy, you know, the base. Right? Let's go to the back. Sure. So Honda also has the entire back of the car apart, right? Because this is where the amplifier lives. So now, this is the factory amplifier. This is just, it's a Harman Kardon, but it's kind of like, again, it's not their JBL Professional. It's a step down. It's not bass, but it's still not fantastic, right? So Honda took the original bracket and modified it, and we'll show you that in some of the video, and made an adapter. But I don't know if you can see in here, but look at how tight this is. I mean, it fits by the hair of its chinny chin chin. But the nice, excuse me, the nice thing, the nice thing about doing it this way, the client gives up no trunk space, right? So normally in this vehicle, you would have to do the amplifier somewhere. So like in this case, technically you could put this amp here, but here is where your spare kit lives, which is your compressor, your fix-a-flat, your tool set. If you're okay with losing that, then technically this 12 channel can go here, which would make things a lot easier. And you could probably have enough space to stack them and put two. Now the only thing is, since it's under the cover, it is gonna run hot. So we prefer this, and it bolts up, and then we use the factory harness. So just wanted to show you what goes through making all the parts. So again, we're really big on it looking as factory as possible and bolting up as if it came with the vehicle. So this is the process. Now, we've done quite a few Ferrari California T's also, and they're all slightly different because depending on the trim level, depending on the stereo package that they're using, they change woofers, they change speakers, how many speakers, where they are, plugs, all kinds of stuff. So even though we have a ton of information, we've never done this level of the stereo, so from the factory. So this is the door woofer, which is just, 6.5 inch woofer. And so again, we design it and we make it out of cardboard first, make sure that all our bolt holes line up and that our new speaker fits. Then we actually make it out of physical wood because the cardboard still has a little bit of give. This shows us if it's gonna fit or not. And then we're still not done yet, but then we make it out of composite. So this will actually be 2 layers. It'll be a base layer, and then this will be our spacer for the driver itself. That's just the mid-bass driver. Now these are the middlers. This is what's in the dash, 3 across the dash, 2 in the rear. So that's what the speaker looks like. So again, cardboard first, just to make sure, we're exactly where we need to be. And then we'll make the actual version once we know everything works. We adjusted the holes on this one, you could see. We adjusted the hole size. So it's very minor, but it's just so that the speaker will drop in and go in without an issue. The center channel is this same driver, but we have this modified bracket so that it'll bolt up to 2 factory locations. So this is based off of this. If you look at it, it's based off of this with these 2 trimmed off of it, just because space-wise, we want it to fit and we just want it to look nicer. So we also machined this is what we need to machine to bolt to those 2 locations. And then that allows us to bolt in our 3-inch to this piece. And then it's got a chamfer on the back, a 15-degree chamfer. We'll show you why later on once we show you the actual speakers in the adapters. And then that bolts up as if it came with it, right? So these are the tweeter brackets. So even the tweeters in the front doors use this bracket. And you're like, well, that's the same bracket. Yes and no. In the front doors, they use these tiny screws to attach it to the door. In the dash, and technically in the rear, this car doesn't have them, they use a much bigger screw. or a fastener, right? So they use tiny fasteners in the doors and a bigger fastener in the center channel and the rear quarters. So again, it's a minor thing, but if you make all of them this size, when you go to put them in the dash or in the rear, you're either gonna have to drill them out or you're gonna break it if you try to force the screw through there. This is gonna be an all audison build. So basically, all the speakers, amplifiers, everything is gonna be audison minus the sub. These are the new Audison Voce 2 speakers. Now, we've done the Audison Voces before, but these are the Voce 2s. So it's the next generation of the Voce speaker. So we make templates of every speaker. So this is the exact template of the 6.5, the 3, and the tweeter ring. So what that allows us to do is take this adapter and then make the openings and know that we clear. So this is the tweeter. So the tweeter goes in here and it has a small flange that you use to mount it. So that's why we use that in our design process, so that we can make sure that we're within the range of the template. So let's say the 3.5, same thing. So if I pop that on there, you can see that I am right to the edge. So again, having this allows me to know how much I can trim off of a bracket and make sure the driver will still fit. 6.5, same thing. If you see, I am just inside those bolt holes. So that allows me to make sure. Now, in some cases, the speaker's actually over the bolt holes. In that situation, we actually have to counter bore the mounting flange or make it in the fashion that we're doing where it's stepped. So that this way, the bolt hole goes in and then the speaker will sit way up here. But again, that allows us to know and make that beforehand and not figure it out when we're putting it in the car. All right, so another one of the common issues on a lot of the Ferraris, Maseratis, a lot of Italian vehicles is they use this rubberized paint or coating for all the plastic. Now, over the years with the sun, it deteriorates. And I don't know if you can see, they call it sticky buttons. So all your buttons and all your plastic that had that paint is now sticky. And there's no cleaning it, because when you clean it, you actually make it worse. So what we do is we offer a service where we remove all the parts. There's a company that specializes in these vehicles. They take them apart, clean them, and then refinish them. And when you get it back, it's as good as new. So they even refinish it and re-laser engrave all the markings. So if it's like the climate control, the lights, whatever, it will look as if it came from Ferrari. So the other thing, like I said, we always like to take care of the parts. So if you can see, we have all these racks, and that Ferrari is spread out across almost all of them. So we have the trunk, the door panels, the dash, the rear quarter panels, rear quarter panel, and the instrument cluster, like all kinds of stuff. He also has another rack over there, which he has more of the hardware part of it. So just wanted to show you, when I talk about there's a lot of bolts, there's a lot of bolts. So this is the whole car. So we bag and tag everything. So this is the radio panel, glove box, hood, top dash, dash grills, passenger side under dash, driver's under dash, right left speaker, cluster, right camera, rear camera, front camera. So, and dash grill. I mean, just look at the amount of fasteners. The thing is if you don't do this on these type of vehicles, they use different threads, different lengths, different styles. So if you try to just take it all out and then try to figure out which bolt goes where, it's a bad, bad day. And the other problem with doing it that way is some of the bolts are the length specific. So like it's meant to be a certain length. If you put the wrong bolt in there and it's longer than it should be, let's say in the door, you will have a really nice scratch on your window the first time you roll it up. So we've seen a lot of places do it where they put the wrong, and it's a hair too long, but that hair too long is enough to scratch the tint, scratch the glass, all kinds of issues. So this is why it's very important to make sure that you bag and tag each individual section of the car. So this is the main offender. So this is the one that takes all the work. Now, in a lot of times and a lot of shops, you won't do dash speakers. And also, obviously, it also depends on the budget because it is a ton of time to do this. Literally, we have to remove the entire dash just to change what in essence is 4 speakers. You would say, oh, well, the top piece just pops off. The center piece does, but these grills are actually bolted from underneath. See these screws? That bolts this grill in place. So the only way to get to these screws is from underneath. So that means removing the dash. And then you also have, this is the center channel. So there's the tweeter and there's the middler. So this is that one where we showed you we had to build a custom base because the base isn't there. So, but again, all of this just to get to 4 speakers, a tweeter and 3 speakers.
Visit our website at showtimeaudiochicago.com.